All right, why don't we take a break? We got to do our story of the day after the break.
What's that one?
You know which one it is, Anthony. You know.
I think I might know.
I don't know.
We are doing story of the day.
A couple of frightening quotes in there.
This Rip Torn.
The best. Oh, my God.
This Rip Torn arrest over the weekend. Do a lot of people know who Rip Torn is? He hasn't been around in a while, but he was in Men in Black, obviously. The Larry Sanders Show, he won a bunch of awards.
Was huge.
He's been in a million things. And he's just a raging alcoholic.
Apparently.
Let's play the news story, and then we'll go from there. All right, Ant?
Yeah.
Why not? This is what happened to Rip Torn over the weekend. He's got the best mugshot.
He has quite a few of them being built up now.
Yeah.
Dee-wees and...
Well, Oscar-nominated actor Rip Torn will face a judge in Connecticut today on burglary and weapons charges. The 78-year-old actor was arrested Friday after police found him inside a bank in Salisbury, allegedly drunk and holding a loaded handgun. Oh. Last year, Torn was given probation in Connecticut for drunk driving. The Men in Black star also has 2 previous drunk driving arrests in New York.
God, the news is so fucking boring.
Blah, 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 blah.
The story is way better than what they just reported. Rip Torn is a raging alcoholic. His family has tried to do some interventions with this guy. Mm-hmm. And Rip Torn was quoted as saying that he thought he was doing well because he only drinks 1 pint of alcohol a day instead of the 4 he used to.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's down to a pint.
He's down to a pint every day.
That's like fucking quitting.
But that's just a pint, and then I'm sure he's doing a beer or whatever else he would drink just as casually.
That's quitting. I'd say he could consider himself on the wagon.
Right. And more importantly with this story, he breaks into the bank. The news didn't report any of this because he thought it was his house.
He thought it was his house. Is that a problem? So you go past the bank. Some people, he's lucky enough to have a house that probably looks like a bank. And then he had the gun, his loaded gun. So instead of using a key like you would to your house, he broke the window using the gun, and then went in and went to sleep.
Assuming it was his house.
Well, he thought it was his house.
What did he recognize?
Who hasn't done that?
What did he recognize as his living room couch in a bank, by the way?
They have a lot of chairs that you sit down in when they ask you to open a new account. Sometimes they have a little couch that you sit down while you're waiting to maybe get something notarized or pull out your safe deposit box or something. Mm-hmm. So he curled up on that.
And went to sleep.
And went to sleep.
As all hell's breaking loose outside the bank.
The burglar alarms, the fucking bank robbery alarms are going off.
And he is sleeping like a baby, thinking it's his house. How great is this story? Breaks the back window and just crawls in and then just falls asleep.
Oh, it was the back? It wasn't like the front where the tellers and the vault are?
I don't think so. I don't know. He found a back window. Well, I don't know many banks that have a back window.
Did you hear me just going, like it now makes sense when the bank was his house?
Oh. And they're holding him on, what, $100,000 bail?
Yeah, $100,000 bail seems very excessive for, an
old drunk.
He's just some old fucking actor guy who got a little hammered, obviously has a problem with the juice. And, the gun charge, all right. But $100,000, there are people that do a lot worse and don't get $100,000 bail. I don't think he's a flight risk, to tell you the truth. Guy's a lush. $100,000 bail? Fuck.
And he went from 4 pints to 1 pint a day. So
yeah, see?
That's the latest on Rip Torn. He's had a few of these in the last few years, right?
Yeah, apparently he got a Dewey around Christmas 2008. He was weaving his battered Subaru down the road with a Christmas tree tied to the roof.
No way.
Very shakily.
Really?
Yeah. Just around. I'm taking my tree home.
His battered Subaru.
His battered Subaru.
What the fuck was he knocking into?
Something tells me he probably hits a lot of things.
You think he took out a lot of mailboxes?
That's probably why the bail was so high.
They've had it with Rip Torn.
Yeah,
but the problem is,
until he kills somebody, he's going to keep doing it.
If he's in jail, they got to give him alcohol. He's one of those alcoholics.
Or detox him. They have to detox him.
Wow.
You sit in a drunk tank.
They say it's
couldn't he die though if his alcohol poisoning or his alcohol abuse is that bad, Jimmy?
The withdrawal can kill you, but I'm sure they'd get him to a hospital if it was
some of his family members, I guess, were talking about interventions and stuff and said It's very difficult with him. He likes booze just a little more than he likes guns. So apparently,
and no offense, I kind of read the same story, and I just crossed out his name and put your name in there.
Did you really?
A little bit. If you give me the news story, I'll do it for everybody.
I've been, knock wood, I've been Mr. Responsible.
Yeah, you are responsible.
I am getting to the point where I realize how fucking lucky I have been over the years with driving, let's just say.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those, and I honestly don't think I'd ever be one of those that would get to the point where I would drive the wrong way down a parkway. I do some of my safest driving after a few beers.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
Does anybody ever think they're one of the ones who would drive the wrong... Like, if you asked anybody who's ever driven the wrong way down a parkway, do you think they'd go, yes, I kind of figured I'd do that?
No. You're right. No. But everyone you talk to that knows that person will say that he is the kind of person that would do that.
Okay.
I have always been a right lane, speed limit, cruise control, head on the swivel. Type of drunk driver. Right, exactly. And if I really get too ripped, I'll just stay at a hotel or take a cab or whatever. But now I don't even chance it like that. Yeah. Now it's just I take a cab. Like for Bar 9 on Friday, I knew I was going to be doing some drinking. So I drove there. I drove in, stayed at a hotel, and then left the next morning. What the fuck?
Beautiful.
We were able to drink, hang out. Left about noon the next day.
Nice.
I'm fine. I pounded fucking beers before I left the hotel because, I had to take the edge off for the drive home. But I was...
Are you to the point where
I'm teasing, of course.
I want to know if you're to the point where you have to take the edge off.
No. But it's gotten to that point. Like, me, Danny, we decided, maybe we'll take in a strip club one night. And it's like, you know something? Let's just call a fucking cab.
Sure.
Call a cab.
But calling cabs on Long Island is a pain in the ass.
It is, but you know something? It's better than fucking calling a lawyer.
Yeah.
A bigger pain in the ass is going to having a court date.
I understand. I'm not stupid, but I'm just saying. Fucking cabs on Long Island is a nightmare. You got to call, and they'll go, well, I'll be there in a half hour. Is that okay? I don't know. Let's go to Footer. Yeah. Footer's got a very good observation on this Rip Torn story. Footer!
Hey, what's up, Jimmy and Rip?
Hey.
Just wanted to say, what is this guy doing fucking driving around in a fucking Subaru? He did some pretty big movies, no?
Probably because he just gave up on bashing, fucking up all his good cars and said, just give me a few Subarus that I can mess with.
All right, pleasantries, characters. I'm out.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Richie on Long Island. Richie.
Rich, what's up? Rich from Long Island. Hey, Opie, Anthony, Jimmy, love you.
Hey, buddy.
Anthony, that sounds just like you, my man. Punching out, brother.
Sounds just like me. I've never broken into a bank thinking it was my home.
That's not what... I'm sorry, and for real, I didn't think that... I thought he was saying something else. Fontaine.
Okay.
Hey,
Fontaine.
boy.
Yo, Fontaine!
Yo, Fontaine.
Yo, Fontaine!
Hey, I do that one. Yo, Fontaine.
Hey, Anthony, you can work that line better than I can, probably. Fuck Joe DeRosa.
All right.
No, but that's not what
Joe.
What's wrong with these guys? It says on the phones, Rip Torn, I thought you were doing a story about Steve's asshole. Fontaine, that's a good line. Fontaine, you fucked it up. Let's go to Tony in Brooklyn. Tony.
Hey, what's going on, boys? I say good job for Rip Torn. I mean, you're 78, you beat the averages, you're in the golden years of your life. Most people are sitting around doing nothing. Go out and get banged up. Who cares? Good for you, baby.
I'm with you as long as he doesn't take out anybody on the way home. Fuck it. If he wants to drink every day and break into a bank thinking it's his home and no one's getting hurt, good for him.
It's all fun and games until there's a little patent leather shoe in your grill. Or a teddy bear nose.
Let's go to Dave in California. Dave.
Hey.
Hey, boys.
What are those lights coming at me?
Yeah. I wonder if that's a toy I can play with.
Fast forward to pulling a little ribbon out of the grill.
Dave, what's up?
Not much. Hey, about 10, 12 years ago, if you guys look at Sports Illustrated, they did an article on Herschel Walker He's supposedly known for never lifting a weight in his whole NFL career. He'd do over 3,000 sit-ups and push-ups and pull-ups a day.
I heard that, too, that he did at one point I heard 2,000 push-ups. He's not a weightlifter, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he might be doing it
Does
now.
He, get the he has to.
No.
You see his arms in the fucking
He might do
abs and
different,
shit?
different types of push-ups and pull-ups.
He's doing push-ups and pull-ups and yeah, some crunches and whatever, sit-ups.
Yeah.
Jesus. They say that's about all you really need to do anyway.
He probably has 50 different push-up, pull-up, and crunch ab exercises he can do.
I'm sure.
I do crunches. Doritos.
It's a good one. I use Nestle. One time I did a sit-up, but I call them lay-downs.
Nikki in Connecticut. Nikki!
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Nikki.
I just live right around the corner from Rip Torn, and I just wanted to say, I don't know if you guys are aware of what it's like up here, but everybody's completely drunk all the time. It's like Connecticut's dirty little secret. If you go into any liquor store, all around the cache, they have literally hundreds of fifths, and I've never seen anything like it. When I moved up to New York, from New York 2 years ago, I lost my mind because, like, if somebody comes to mow your lawn, they come completely loaded.
Really?
What town is it? Is it like New Canaan and all that, or?
No, we're north of there. We're in the northwest corner. It's called Litchfield County.
Yeah.
And it's a combination of, really wealthy people who don't want to live in the city and townies. But the dirty little secret is there's nothing to do here. Nothing. So everyone is drunk all the time. I mean, not me, but everybody else. I don't even drive at night. It's so bad.
Is it close to Washington?
Washington, Connecticut?
Yeah, Washington. No?
I don't know where that is. There's Washington, there's Kent, there's the town of Litchfield, Salisbury, Lime Rock, the racetrack.
Yeah, they don't have fucking cell towers up there.
So you live close to Rip Torn?
Huh?
No, I can't get cell service at my house at all.
She lives close to Rip Torn.
Yeah. Well,
about 6 miles away.
I know the area. I've driven through this part of Connecticut. It's really nice. The houses are nice. It's beautiful up there. It's so beautiful that the locals don't want to fuck up the environment, so there's no cell towers. So you can't use a cell phone up there. Anywhere.
Right.
I mean, anywhere. It's ridiculous.
I have to drive 3 miles from my house for my cell phone to work.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, for Rip Torn doesn't think your house is a bank.
No, I'm really lucky. But I can see how that happens because all the banks here are in these old houses. And anybody could break into them. But
really? They're like the old Franklin Savings Banks kind of old buildings?
All right, that makes sense, too, because I was thinking...
I'm thinking like a Citibank or a Bank of America.
Yeah, right.
Brick buildings with glass and fucking the big signs about interest rates in your windows.
Yeah, guy named Sal with a machine gun.
There's no crime here of any kind. So, like, if you call the police, it takes like 2 hours, usually. So the fact that it was a bank was exciting.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm a nurse. Katie's a nurse. Katie?
Hey. Hello?
Hi,
yes,
Katie.
hello?
I'm thinking that he's probably going to need some Librium precautions because he's going to have a seizure when he sobers up. In the hospital, we have these people constantly. They have to lay on a bed. You have to give them a sitter. They shake for 3 days. They shit everywhere. And then eventually they're sober enough that the jail or home will take them, and then they come back just as drunk as they've ever been 3 days later.
Right on. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any fixing Rip Torn at this point at 78 years old.
No, what are you going to do? You're going to kill him.
Dan in Philly. Dan?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Was that Anthony's nurse on the phone?
Oh.
Right.
See, because...
Hey,
yeah.
Real quick, there's a saying in the program, progress, not perfection. He went from 4 pints down to 1, It's something. You gotta look at the positive side.
But he's not surrendered as is called for in the first step.
Yeah,
that is correct, sir.
Well, let me ask Jimmy something for real.
Sure.
You got this Rip
A little
Torn.
over 7. Oh.
He's 78 years old, right?
Yeah.
Why do we need to sober up Rip Torn?
We don't.
I mean, it seems like he wants to drink. He's older. He's lived his life.
Because who knows how he really feels, like the physical feelings you're getting. And the fact is, he's living out his final years, making an absolute asshole out of himself.
Good for him.
He's drunk driving.
Good for him.
He was breaking into a bank and sleeping. The man is an embarrassment. I mean, that would be the thinking as to why.
It's a scream.
It's fun to watch.
But in his own mind, does he care? And would he care if he was sober?
Who was that, Bill Holden? Was that the one? No, which one was the guy that cracked his head on the
William
table?
Holden.
William Holden.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let him just pull a William Holden at the end of his life. It'll be done with. We'll all get one more laugh out of it.
Because you never look at your life like, oh, good, I got 2 weeks left and I'm dead. You always look at it like, well, I could live another 10 years, be 88. The last 10 years of his life, he could be sober and coherent and enjoying his grandchildren.
Would he be happy, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know Rip Torn at all, but a 78-year-old guy, you sober him up, would you think he would be happy?
Sure, your health would improve. You would be not hungover anymore. You'd remember every night. It's like the last nights of his life he's not going to remember. He's just blacked out, missing out on his family, missing out on his kids, his grandchildren. It's like he's going to die soon. And he's just making a fucking asshole out of himself. That's what this guy does. He has this great career. He's a talented guy.
Yeah.
And he's breaking into a bank and sleeping. The man is making an asshole out of himself. He's an embarrassment.
It's a question. I don't know.
I mean, I think that would be, why you'd want to sober up.
Right. Does his family even care at this point?
I'm sure they're humiliated. How would you feel if someone, the famous guy in your family, dozed off on a fucking chase floor because he thought it was home? I thought that vault was my bathroom. He's an embarrassing sot.
But not the same situation. But at the end of my dad's life, we wanted him to eat better. And then I finally realized, like, why are we trying to make my dad eat better? I know it's different, Jimmy, and I have to acknowledge that. But as a family, we all looked at our dad, and I think it was more of a selfish thing. We're like, Dad, why don't you just eat salads and this and that? He liked his chicken wings and his fried food. He had a horrendous heart. And we're like, what are we doing? The guy lived his life, and he really enjoys his stupid chicken wings. So why not allow the guy to enjoy the last years of his life?
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like your dad was behaving like your dad. He wasn't making a fool out of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just being the guy.
It was frustrating to us because we knew he had one artery left and he's still eating like he's 30 years old and enjoying like the big game and having some wings and stuff. But he was in a spot where he really needed to eat healthy to maybe live a few more years. And finally, I'm like, what are we doing? The guy is suffering by trying to eat right and eat salads. He wants to fucking eat his shitty food because it makes him happy at this point. So who are we to say? Yeah. I don't understand because he was in his 70s and he lived his life. What else was he supposed to do? Question. Answer.
I thought it was rhetorical.
Rhetorical?
Yeah.
Like, do you agree?
Hey, what are we supposed to do over here? Well, and someone answers it and you go, no. Rhetorical.
Is there things you wish your mom and Sal would do because they're older? Like, do you see them... and I don't know, so I'm just throwing dumb things out there. Do they drink too much, or do they eat shitty? Is there stuff as a family unit, you're like, man, why don't you just do this?
At this point, no.
Because you want them to just be...
Whatever the fuck you want. They're going to jump on cruise ships. They're going to go down to St. Thomas. They're going to fucking drink tequila. They're going to fucking hang out, whatever. Why would I give a flying fuck at their age?
That's what I'm getting at.
What they do, how they deal with it. But again, there's not like that fucking, they're not Rip Torn.
No, I'm not. I'm sort of out of the Rip Torn thing. I'm not saying that, every person that has a older father or grandfather in their 70s drinking like a fish, you should leave them alone. I'm not saying that, but it just brought up something that I used to think about with my dad. I'm like, what are we doing in the end? He's a happy guy that goes out on the, Friday nights with his buddies and then they drink and they do their wings and whatever. That's what makes him happy. What, are you supposed to sit home, have a salad, and not have a few beers with the guys on weekends?
Exactly.
It made him happy.
Yeah.
We wish he would have been around longer, but, who are we to say in the end?